Hi crafters, welcome back and thanks for joining me. This is Jana with Purple Girl Crafts. Today this is our card number 4 in the series of quick cards. So we're going to dive right in. So I grabbed my scoreboard and our first piece is going to be cut at 5 by 7. Then we will need 2 pieces and these are going to be cut at 4 3/4 by 5. And again, you'll need 2. And then you'll need 1 piece and this is going to be cut at 5 by 5. So on the 2 pieces that are 4.5 by 5, we're going to put this on the 4.5 inch side and we're going to score this at 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, and 4 inches. And now for all my videos, as a reminder, all of my dimensions, inches are on the bottom right-hand side and centimeters are the top left-hand side of the screens while we're doing measurements. All right, so we're done with that. So we're going to move our scoreboard out of the way and we're going to grab our trimmer. So you're going to take that 5 by 5 inch piece and we're going to cut 1 inch border all the way around. So line up your paper so it's on the 1 inch mark and just cut from 1 inch in to 1 inch from the other end and just turn it and do the same thing on all other sides. So we're going to cut out that window for the center of the card. And if you're not comfortable, you can use a die cut if you have one that you can cut it out, or you can use just your knife and a ruler. All right, so we'll do that last side. And then we have just that little window. All right. So next we're going to work on the card. So this will be the frame will be on the top, and then we're going to do our 2 columns. So we're going to crease these out. So I'm just lining them, making sure they're lined up with the edge, and then just creasing them. There'll be a mountain fold on all of them, and then we'll secure those together in a minute. So we'll do the second one. Right, then I'd also cut one little piece out, and it's about a 1/2 inch by 2.25, 2.5. Right, so we're going to take the columns and we're going to put glue on that 1/2 inch side, lay it flat, and then just close it on itself, and that will create the column. And then you just want to make sure that it's glued and that it's straight. So that's our first column. And then we'll do the second, again, putting glue just on that one smaller side. And you have your 2 columns completed. Then for this little piece, I just score this at 1/2 inches, and it is a 1/2 inch wide. And you'll notice at the very end, it's going to have just a little bit of extra piece on it. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to glue, but you're going to glue just that smaller side to it, lay it flat and glue it down. And what you'll notice is if you've got just a little extra piece on it that's hanging out, that's just to help the bee. Since the bee wing is so small, it probably will end up cutting this even smaller, making this a 1/4 inch wide. But this is just a little tab that will help the bee to be 3-dimensional inside the card. All right, so we'll let that glue and we'll go back to that in a few minutes. Next, we're going to work on the columns. So what you want to do is we're going to line these up. But what you want to make sure is you've got on the bottom, you've got the piece that you glue, the seam is at the bottom. So you just want to make sure it's lined up with top and bottom. And then you're just, when you glue this down, you're going to glue on this side, you're going to glue the left side down and you're going to make it 1 inch from the end. But the easiest way to do that is just to put glue on the bottom, then lay it flat so the glue is on the left side of the column, line up the right side with the edge of the paper, top, bottom, and the far edge, and then just push that glue down. And that way this is perfectly 1 inch from the end. So just like that. Then on the other side, you're going to do the same thing. So make sure you've got the piece that's the edge on the bottom. You're going to line it up so it's 1 inch away. You don't have to do this part. You just have to know which side you're going to do. Just try to show it, make it easier for you. Put glue on this bottom piece. And then when you lay it down, what you're going to do is you're going to lay it flat. The glue will be on the right side this time. I'm going to take the left side, line it up at the edge of the card, top, bottom, and then the far left edge. Once it's lined up, just press down the right side for that glue, and then it'll be perfectly lined up. Then for the top, when you glue the second side down on this one, you want to make sure you do glue it flat like that. Right? And you want to make sure it's perfectly even and it fits the frame, right? So we're going to put glue on this right side only. And then I'm just going to line up that frame so it's lined up and it fits perfectly. It's the same dimension, so it'll just fit the frame perfect. Make sure you got it all on all sides even. Now for this little extra piece, this is the one that we're going to put the bee in here. So the bee is going to sit in the middle of the card, but I didn't want him to be against the back. I wanted him to have a little bit of dimension. So this little piece is going to be what's going to hold him in there. And we're going to glue it to the right column. So I'm just going to put a pencil mark just where I want it. And then you're going to put glue on the bottom and the right side on this one. So the piece that has that little extra tab I'm holding on to. So I'm going to put glue just on those two sides. And I'm just going to lay this in there. I want to make sure it's on that little mark that I made. And I'm going to secure it to the bottom and then to the side of that column. So when the card folds flat, that will also fold flat in the same direction. And then we'll secure that bee just to that little piece. And then that way he will be sitting up inside the card when the card opens. And I'm just right now just making sure that he will fit in there and he's not too big. So we're going to put glue on that little piece. We're going to do it on the whole side of it. And I'm just going to glue him down. I'm going to put him just on a slight angle. So I want to make sure he fits in there, make sure all his pieces are inside. Just like that. All right, that's perfect. And then for the other side, we're going to glue that down. So this is the side you want it. When you glue it, you want to make sure you glue it laying flat. And I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to put glue on this one side, so the other column. So I'm just going to hold this up and put glue on that column. But before I secure it down, you just want to lay that flat and lay the card flat and then secure it. That way it won't buckle on you, because if you try to do it and you don't have it right, then the card will buckle and it won't lay flat. Then what I grabbed is these are embellishments that came with a pack of paper, and that will be in the body of the email or body of the YouTube description. And I'm just adding just a couple of extra flowers. I did put extra paper, so these were sticky. I didn't think they would stick, so I stuck them down to just some white cardstock, and then I just cut them out. And that is it. That is the column box card that we made today. This is super quick and easy. So I want to thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. If you don't follow me on Facebook, please do so. There's always good stuff on there to see. Until next time, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.